It's fair use, fair use, fair use. Alright, fair use, fair use, fair use, and for educational purposes only. This is not for any kinds of monetary gain. Alright, on any of these videos. We're gonna get right into it.
Israel has now murdered 220 footballers, many of them the finest footballers in the Arab world. And today, they murdered the captain of the Palestine national football team. Not one. No Ronaldo. No Messi. No Mohamed Salah. No Muslim player playing in the top leagues of any of the divisions has said one single word about a fellow footballer. In their case, a fellow Arab, a fellow Muslim. None of them have the guts to even issue a statement of condolence, if not of condemnation. Well, breaking fuck the news. I bring you here today to tell you that you're going to hear the terminology music festival being flown around because this app has been censoring people, so people are trying to mask what they're trying to say so they can get more viewership. I'm going to say the words. There are nationwide protests going on in America, and no mainstream media has been talking about. There's actually no media coverage on any of them. There was a protest in New York today. LA protested today as well. Most major cities around the United States currently are protesting. Exactly what you think. LA has been nonstop protesting for 2.5 weeks. ICE just raided a restaurant here in Pittsburgh and completely destroyed this family chain of restaurants here in Pittsburgh. So, yeah, there's nationwide protests going on. Go be a part, bitch. Well, breaking fuck the news. Before I read it, pull up. You hearing me? You hearing me? All right, trigger warning with this one, but hey, here it is. Pete Hegseth reposts video on social media featuring pastors saying women shouldn't be allowed to vote. Yep. Let me just keep going before you get pissed. The man who oversees the nation's military posted a video about a Christian nationalist church that included various pastors saying women should no longer be allowed to vote. The extraordinary post on X from the Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
I think I showed y'all that video. I'm not sure. I think I showed y'all that video. It's a couple Edomites. Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, I did. Might have been like a day or two ago, though, so.
A Thursday night illustrates his deep and personal connection with the Christian nationalist pastor with extreme views on the role of religion and women. In the post, Pete Hegseth commented on an almost 7-minute long report by CNN examining Doug Wilson, co-founder of the Communion of the Reformed Churches of CREC, or the CREC. The report featured various pastors of the denomination advocating the repeal of women's rights to vote from the Constitution and congregates, saying that women should submit to their husbands. You guys ever seen a Handmaid's Tale? Pete Hegseth actually, this is what he said. Let me finish, I'm sorry. He said, "All of Christ for all of life," Hegseth wrote in the post that accompanied the video.
Well, the thing about it is women should submit to their husbands. I'm not seeing what's the problem with that. So, anyway, moving on.
Well, breaking fuck the news. Hi, how's it going? Donald Trump is now trying to strong-arm UCLA for $1 billion to restore its research funding. So, the Trump administration has ended about $500 million for the Los Angeles-based university. The president said he wanted to nearly double that to restart the flow of funds. The Trump administration is seeking more than $1 billion from the University of California, Los Angeles to restore hundreds of millions of dollars in federal research funding that the government halted. So, if you didn't understand what I just read, because I will continue, is basically
The government, Donald Trump's government, ended all the research funding and now wants them to pay to get it back. According to a draft of the settlement agreement reviewed by the New York Times, the proposal calls for the university to make a $1 billion payment to the U.S. government and contribute $172 million to a claims fund that would compensate victims of civil rights violations. U.S. government and to contribute $172 million to claim or $1 million to a claims fund that would compensate victims of civil rights violations. Welcome to the shit show.
Okay, I spent $700 on my son's back to school clothes, and I could have sworn I was going to have more things than this. Look at this. Okay, I got him 2 pairs of sweats, and I was only able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shirts. So 6 shirts and 2 pairs of sweats are equals $700. I'm confused.
Breaking news.
Let me say something about that last video.
Okay, I spent $700 on my son's back to school clothes, and I could have sworn I was going to have more things than this. Look at this.
First of all, I don't know what the fuck she got on top of her head. It look like some Lord of the Rings orc witchcraft shit, first of all. Second of all,
okay, I got him 2 pairs of sweats, and I was only able to get 1, 2.
I understand. I don't know what clothing brands. Like, I see Polo, of course.
3, 4, 5, 6 shirts. So 6 shirts and 2 pairs of sweats.
The problem lies is where she went wrong. Is she started getting Polo sweats and shit like that. It's not that fucking serious, man. Your kid is going to school, man, to be in the fucking learning how to become a slave. Man, if you don't get this motherfucker some oh man. Hey, look. Y'all women, man. Y'all spend y'all money on stupid shit, man. And it's, and I used to dress nice and things like that going to school, and I still do dress nice and things like that. But let me hint you in on something. If you're a mom, if you're spending $700 on a week's worth of clothing, you need to be fucking smacked. All right, hey, I'm just being honest. You could have went. I think I even seen socks. You can look, man. He don't need sweatpants. Get this dude some khakis, bro. Get him some cargo pants. All these sales and shit that they got on these TikTok apps and on Amazon and things like that. And then if you think that that's way too much, then go to Kohl's, all right, or go to Target. I got some Target pants. I don't even know what the fuck these motherfuckers called. Goodfellow. Great material. All right, thick, nice, good material for some pants, man. They come in different colors. You can get tan. You can get brown. You can get blue, navy blue. You can get black. You can get gray. They got. I think they even got burgundy. You can get all kinds of, and they're like $16. And they last a lifetime. Why the fuck is you giving them some sweatpants? And it's hot as fuck. Like the beginning of the school year be hot as fuck. Why are you giving this dude some sweatpants and shit? There's no way that she bought that, man. That's like $50 for like one pair of fucking polo sweatpants. Probably even more. Man, look, the shirts. Shit, man, he would have been good with a pack of white tees. You know, you could have got him some white tees. You could have, I can understand like, like a Nike hoodie or something like that. But man, all that extra shit, man. Polo socks and Nike socks and all that bullshit. Look, man, take your ass to motherfucking uh I don't give a fuck if it's Family Dollar, man. Just grab some regular old fucking socks. It's not that serious, man. There's five and belows for everything, man. Motherfuckers spending all this motherfucking money on that $700, man. That's fucking crazy. You spending motherfuckers half of rent money, damn near the rent money on fucking clothes. In the middle of the year, he gonna need, not even in the middle, in about 2-3 weeks, he gonna be asking for more clothes. Where's this man's father at? Anyway, man, I just keep going because I have a lot to say on this situation. It just don't make no fucking sense. It don't make no sense, man.
Are equals $700. I'm confused.
Was this?
And I was, look at this. Okay, I got him 2 pairs of sweats, and I was only able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shirts. So 6 shirts and 2 pairs of sweats are equals $700.
She didn't even get socks, bro. She didn't even. That's excluding shoes. Oh my god. Man, if your child needs some good shoes for school, man, just get them some Pumas or some Nike Air Maxes, man. Pumas, Nike Air Maxes, they're good for the feet, you know. Get some Pumas. I ain't never had no problem with no Pumas. Air Maxes, you be pretty cool in them too. But Pumas, man, you can't go wrong with no Pumas. Spend about $60. Higher end might be like 120 or something. There's no fucking way, man. You're spending $700 on fucking 4 little pieces of pants and 6 shirts. This shit got me irritated. My bad, y'all. I'm staying on this subject. Shit just got me mad, though. Like, what the fuck do you women be thinking, man?
$100? I'm confused. Okay, I spent
Breaking news, Germany has turned on Israel. Big news today is the Germans announced they are no longer supporting Israel and will instead work towards a Palestinian state, as well as stopping all arms deliveries to Israel and punishing their economy with sanctions and tariffs. Israel has already responded, saying that Germany is going back to the World War II route and that the world could be in danger. Breaking news, Germany has turned on it. Hey, late night breaking, fuck the news. Somebody commented this under my post and I didn't know anything about it, so researched it. Sudan military destroyed a UAE plane carrying Colombian mercenaries. Sudan's Air Force has destroyed a UAE aircraft carrying Colombian mercenaries as it was landing at an airport in Darfur, controlled by the Paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, the RSF. Army Alliance State TV reported the attacks late on Wednesday killed at least 40 people, the state broadcaster reported. The airport has recently come under repeated airstrikes by the Sudanese army, which has been at war with RSF since April of 2023. A military source speaking at AFP news agency, the condition said the plane was bombed and completely destroyed by... I didn't know none of this shit was going on. What the absolute fuck?
I'm just checking in to see how many other people are noticing that every single time that these people are getting arrested for raping, unaliving, or schmex trafficking of children, every time I see a mugshot, they're white.
It's in their nature, and that's why I put in the fucking comment section.
I'm just checking in to see.
For those of you living on the East Coast of the United States, like myself, this is important that you hear. It's important that you go click and watch the video, read the article, and everything else that I'm about to tell you. Listen, there is an anomaly that is swimming or moving up alongside Africa, and it's expected to possibly breach East Coast waters. Now, I don't know what it is. It's huge as fuck. It's a cluster of waves over 80 fucking feet high, spanning 2,000 miles. This is all real. This isn't conspiracy. This isn't bullshit. This isn't fake news. This is factual shit. Please, if you live on the East Coast, click the link in my profile, go to the articles tab and read it for yourself, or go on.
Some more shit to worry about.
Wild type salmon? It's lunchtime at the San Francisco headquarters of Wild Type, and company founders Justin Kolbeck and Aria Elfenbein believe that what's on the menu is nothing short of the future of seafood. Thin slices of salmon, not caught in the open ocean or even farmed in captivity, but instead grown in their lab.
For me, it was the sort of confluence of, okay, there's this potential technology that could address this really big problem that our society is facing. Very simply, where are we going to get enough meat and seafood for the next 3 billion people?
The samples are sliced from the cutting edge of an emerging technology known as cell-cultured seafood. And for the Wild Type founders, it's part of a larger mission. Kolbeck traces it back to his former career in the Foreign Service, and stops like war-torn Afghanistan, where he remembers speaking with fathers who snuck miles across the border into Pakistan to bring back food for their families.
It's those kind of stories that really stick with you. And, you know, like, as a dad, of course I would do the same thing to, like, feed my kids. Essentially, we have the cells that come out of the bioreactor.
We toured their lab, which, in its own classic startup story, was converted from a microbrewery. Now, expanded from beer tanks to bioreactors, it helps grow the living cells derived from Pacific salmon.
So this is our seed lab.
Co-founder Aria Elfenbein says the process ultimately nurtures the cells into a form of biological salmon tissue that's mixed with plant-based ingredients. To appreciate just how complex that science is,
Mixed with plant-based. Did he say materials? Hold on.
ultimately nurtures the cells into a form of biological salmon tissue that's mixed with plant-based ingredients.
Plant-based ingredients. Do that look like that's some shit that's plant-based to y'all? You damn near better off cooking, catch your own shit.
To appreciate just how complex that science is, you might want to journey a few blocks away to Elfenbein's former life as a researcher at San Francisco's Gladstone Institutes. That's where Nobel Prize-winning scientists engineer breakthroughs, like turning lab-created stem cells into beating heart cells. President Deepak Srivastava remembers the day Elfenbein came into his office to let him know he was leaving, to turn similar techniques into lab-grown salmon.
And sitting down and saying, Deepak, I'm really grateful for the training I've gotten here, but I've always been passionate about sustainable food for the planet. He said, I really feel that this is something that you care about. And these kinds of decisions, I can already feel is something that you have a lot of conviction around.
But that career-changing decision also came at a revolutionary time for the Earth's food supply, with Bay Area companies like Savor Foods introducing butter cultivated from CO2, and Berkeley's Upside Foods pioneering lab-grown meats and chicken. Still, Wild Type admits the next part of the journey could be convincing consumers to try lab-based seafood. To get started, the company has staged dinners, tastings, and partnerships with chefs.
And actually what ended up happening was it wasn't a big deal. The staff kind of introduced it as the third option beyond wild-caught and farm-raised. And a lot of people ordered it. In fact, we sold all of the fish that we had that first night.
So here we have our Wild Type salmon lox.
In the end, besides the taste, the long-term mission is sustainability, availability, and price. To create seafood that's affordable for everyone.
Yeah. There's billions of fish. You know what I'm saying? There's billions of fish that man can eat. That just always keep that in mind, man. How you getting fucked over every day of your life.
and 1,000 workers this month as it closed 154 stores in 27 states. Many.
See, send this shit to your friends and family, man. Look at that. Top 10 U.S. states in crisis as Walmart's cut back. These are stores that's not making enough money, so they going out of business. They're not hiring Jake. They're not hiring at all. They just shutting the complete down. So when people be like, why don't, if if you're working at Walmart and then, hey, a month and a half later, yeah, we're shutting down. And you got 2 weeks for your last check. See, and then somebody be like, why don't you have a job, Jimmy? Why don't you have a job? This is, man, look how many places this is.
of them were the only place to buy groceries.
Where are you going to buy your groceries now?
I don't know. It won't be Walmart. I'm done with Walmart.
According to new data, hundreds of Walmart stores across the U.S. have shut down in just the first half of 2025. From Minnesota and California to Texas, entire communities are now left without a single Walmart within a 50-mile radius. What's driving this mass shutdown? The root cause lies in the 2025 tariffs introduced by the Trump administration, which sent food prices skyrocketing, especially for imported goods. With budgets tightening, consumers have been forced to cut back. Sales plummeted, and Walmart, rather than sticking it out, chose to retreat swiftly from low-income areas. The result, thousands of jobs gone, millions facing disruptions to their daily meals. A food supply chain once known for keeping America fed at low cost is now collapsing, starting with 10 key states. In this video, we're taking you through the 10 hardest hit states currently spiraling into crisis as Walmart pulls back. Don't look away. Your state might be next. Number 1, Minnesota.
Elsewhere in the metro tonight, a Walmart in Coon Rapids will shut its doors later this month.
Coon Rapids, Minnesota is bracing for something no one thought would happen. The region's largest Walmart is set to close its doors on August 29th, 2025. 176 employees will lose their jobs, but the impact goes far beyond that number. This Walmart isn't just a place to shop. For thousands of residents, especially seniors, retired workers, and low-income families, it's the only reliable source of groceries within a 20-mile radius. Once it's gone, people are left without affordable alternatives. Other stores are too far, public transportation is limited, and delivery fees are out of reach. It all adds up to an invisible barrier that blocks access to basic meals. So why is Walmart leaving?
It used to be people coming and spending $200-$300 for their week, right? Right now they spend at the most $30-$40.
It all started with the harsh tariffs reintroduced by the Trump administration in early 2025. Imported food.
You gotta know that. You gotta realize this too. A lot of people not spending that much because they're realizing like, hey, I can only buy this much for this amount of money. And they was probably used to going in there with $200 and coming out with a good one. You know, sometimes you could get a nice little cart, you know what I'm saying, with $200, $300, you know what I'm saying? For, you know, especially like when you got people with you, you know, if you live by yourself, you know, $50, of course. But people was like, hey man, shit, we getting this pound of meat this week, like so many pounds of meat and so many vegetables and maybe a couple cases of water, and that's what people was being limited down to. All right, that's exactly what's going on. And people like, well, I can't order it. Be like, well, shit, I'm gonna get some shit from here. I'm gonna get some shit from there. You know, hey, that's what my you know, I've been noticing a lot. You know, people will go to like, you know, you might go to because they're trying to match prices. They're trying to price match. That's why I was in a job that was doing price matching. But they'd be like, well, I'll go to Walmart to get but so many things, and then I go to Aldi's to get this, then I go to Family Dollar to get this. Oh, I can get some water from this place. So people are split, or you know, they'll be splitting up their money that way. So times is rough.
From Canada and Mexico. Frozen meats produce dairy beans, saw price hikes of 20 to 35% in just a few months. Shoppers couldn't keep up. They bought less, went for cheaper options, and in some cases skipped meals altogether. Sales dropped sharply. And Walmart, built on ruthless efficiency, made a cold calculation pullout. Coon Rapids is just one dot on the map, but its story is a warning for communities across the country teetering on the edge. When a retail giant exits, it's not just a few empty shelves. It's the collapse of a low-cost food system, the loss of stable jobs, and a blow to the community's sense of security. No need for panic. Just look at the facts. Prices.
He's not lying.
Well, we have some breaking news for you now. The Israeli Security Cabinet has just approved plans for the military occupation of Gaza City after a meeting lasting several hours. That's according to Israeli media. But we're still awaiting confirmation from the Prime Minister's office. Well, earlier, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he wanted a complete takeover of the Gaza Strip, but the cabinet seems to have approved a plan to fully occupy just Gaza City, which is in the northern part of the Strip.
They trying to wipe them niggas out.
I'm going to read this to make sure I get it.
I just seen a video. I'm just gonna say this: allegedly, the dude with the Benjamin, all right, him, okay, he had ended up doing some things, talking about, showing like a map of what parts are left to take over in Gaza, okay, and it's only 2 places, and he's like, you got to get up from the rooter from the tutor. So I won't be shocked if all these motherfuckers be dead by Christmas. That's all I'm saying. I just don't see why, if you just gonna starve these motherfuckers to death, why you just don't drop a bomb on their motherfucking ass? Just go ahead and just nuke them all. Wouldn't that be better to do? Or they'd be like, oh no, but it's gonna look wrong. And it already is wrong. Hey, you was better off doing that and saying, you was better off just dropping a big ass atomic on their ass. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you was gonna do. But you want to starve motherfuckers to death. It shows you how much a devil this motherfucker is. He don't want to put motherfuckers out of their misery. He want them to go through misery. It's just like, dude, just drop a fucking bomb on these motherfuckers and just get it over with. Because they're it's going to be one person to try to make it out. It's going to be one person to make it out. And then a week later, he's fucking found dead somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit's stupid, dude. This shit is fucking stupid.
Correct. The law enforcement official tells John Miller that after speaking with family members, police are operating under the theory that the shooter either was sick or believed that he was sick and blamed the illness on the COVID vaccine. So you understand why he may have been targeting the CDC.
It's a lot of people that's doing that.
You see, that's information that we're getting. And we've also been told that people around that area believe they saw that gun being pointed toward that building. That goes along with the reporting that we had earlier. And of course, I told you about sources telling me we needed to be here around 4:50 because they believed someone was trying to attack the CDC. This person...
We have some breaking news from Atlantic City. We're just getting reports of a large fire. You can see a lot of black smoke there from one of our live cameras in AC. We're told this is near the convention center. We're working right now to get more information, and we'll provide updates throughout the night on television and online at cbsphiladelphia.com.
What up, guys? Welcome to my reaction series. Today we are talking about modern women are drinking themselves to death. Mainstream always try to say that modern women are happy being single, but that is a lie. The studies on female happiness are all based on self-reported happiness studies. Let's look at the reality of the situation. Modern women are all taking antidepressants, they're all taking more drugs, and they're drinking more alcohol. Modern women are actually drinking more than men. Let's look at how more modern women are drinking themselves to death.
Our old bottomless brunches and mommy wine culture, more pop. Our bottomless brunches and mommy wine culture.
Yeah, it's crazy that men are known for drinking, but women do it more. It's like so classic. It's so classic. Women have a bad habit, and it's blamed on men.
Culture more popular than ever. Now, some new data shows that alcohol use among women, especially those in their late 20s and 30s, is on the rise. And sadly, more and more women are dying from alcohol-related causes and illnesses. Fox Medical Team's Dr. Mike joining us live to talk more about this. Good to see you, Dr. Mike. How are you?
You know, when I was taking my kids on the choo-choo train when they were very young, I learned the term mommy juice. Everybody had mommy juice with them. I'm not going to say what it was, but...
Hey, I can be the one to tell you this, because, man, look at if you ever be paying it, if you ever look on TikTok or whatever, every time you see streamers and stuff like that, when they around the women, what they doing? Drinking, partying, drinking, partying. They drink like a fucking pirate, man. You be like, damn, bitch, you could drink a barrel.
It wasn't orange juice, I can tell you that. All right. So it has become very popular, and women in particular, the numbers have gone up, and with that, the associated morbidity and mortality from excess alcohol use. And now we see an uptick of about 35% increased deaths for women. So it's a major issue and something.
And that's a problem. If you got a chick, man, and she just drinking every day, that's a fucking problem. You know, females already come with 1,000 pills in the medicine cabinet and fucking 300 million on their nightstand. All right, and 50 million in their purse. I mean, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now, man, this shit just be. This is hell, bro.
We need to talk about.
Don't mess with no female, man. This drinking heavy, man. The drink, the damn show don't fucking smoke.
And people need to think about if they're drinking
a lot of these bitches, they be vaping and shit, be thinking that shit be cute and end up dead. Dumbass bitch don't even know what she even put in her body.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Two things. What is a lot for a woman? Does it go big?
A lot of women drink like a glass of wine every night, and you guys are alcoholics. You are. It's a lot of alcohol.
Based on your body type or how much you weigh. And also, Dr. Mike, why specifically women? Why are women more at risk than men?
Because we do it more, right?
Well, let's answer that first. So women tend to absorb more alcohol, and they metabolize it slower than men. And so that is a setup for women having an increased risk of cirrhosis compared to men, an increased risk of cognitive decline compared to men, and an increased risk of alcohol cardiac issues like alcoholic cardiomyopathy. That's where so much alcohol increases the size of the heart. Now, to answer the first question, if I had the answer.
What up, guys? Welcome to my react.
Fucking heart explosion.
America just bombed Iran. We dropped bunker busters on Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan. So America has attacked Iran. The person who did that is Donald J. Trump, an utter fraud. He ran as anti-war and then started a war. So I'm going to do a very long live on this right now with all the details of how Iran might retaliate, and they will retaliate. Nobody gets attacked and doesn't counterattack. Our troops are sitting ducks. They're sitting there waiting to get killed, so we get dragged further into the war, and then Israel can say, ha, we got you all the way into this war, and now you got to fight it for us. So that's what Donald Trump did. What a fraud. So we have attacked Iran. Iran will probably counterattack against our troops who do not have Iron Dome, unlike Israel. So Young Turks on YouTube, I'm going to tell you all the details of how this is a disaster and Donald Trump has betrayed us. And what is MAGA going to do? Are you guys going to step up and be anti-war, or were you frauds? Fatima, who's...
You guys, this is not time-lapse, manipulated video. This is actually live right now. The camera every once in a while moving around too, but that is a lot of lightning. And that's been happening, accompanying winds of 60, 70, even up to 90 miles an hour in the eastern part of Nebraska. So unfortunately, I was just checking on the power outage situation. We're talking about, about 18,000 customers that are all of a sudden without power across Nebraska due to these powerful storms. So yeah, lightning is just one indication of how bad this weather is. You can see.
Trying to tag me, and I wasn't trying to walk off.
You was trying to walk off, sir. He was.
So basically, the dude that's on the ground obviously was talking shit to the 6 foot something dude that was, probably saying some racial shit to him. And now look at him. Now look at him.
Sir, why would you just leave him alone, sir?
He tried.
Why he bleeding, I think? Is he bleeding?
Ukraine could be forced to give up some of the land taken by Russian forces if a ceasefire deal being discussed by the U.S. and Russia goes ahead. The agreement would lock in Russia's control over areas it captured since the invasion in 2022, effectively recognizing the land grab made by President Vladimir Putin. Reports say both the White House and the Kremlin are working on a plan to stop the fighting, even if it means Ukraine loses part of its territory. Donald Trump has also said he's willing to speed things up, cutting the original 50-day deadline to just 10 to 12 days because of Russia's reluctance to agree to a full stop to the war. The final details could be decided at a summit next week.
As if life in Gaza wasn't hard enough, there is now a heat wave to compound the problems of minimal water, food, or the basics.
Man, the Lord is whooping they ass, man. That's because you gotta think about it. They be like, "Oh man, that's the other people, man, that's doing that to them people, man." Nah, man. Behind all this is the Lord. Judgment, judgment. These motherfuckers, now they getting, because it's already hot over there. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just beaming.
You need to keep your newborn alive, to keep your children halfway clean. When you've been displaced over and over again, when you're forced to live under tarpaulin, rammed up against your neighbors. And here in Gaza City, when Israel's new offensive will likely force you to move again.
We suffer greatly, especially due to living in tents. They're made of cloth and plastic that do not protect us from the heat. In addition, there's no electricity, drinking water, or water for washing, no fans or air conditioning. We use trays and cardboard to cool off.
In Hostage Square in Tel Aviv, the crowds have swelled these past 2 Saturdays after Hamas published propaganda videos showing 2 of the remaining hostages starving in captivity. And now Benjamin Netanyahu's decision to push ahead with full security control of the Gaza Strip. A ramping up of the military operation when people here just want it to stop.
I'm really sad for everybody. For us, I feel hostages as well in my own country, that I cannot do anything. Nobody listened to me.
When you talk about the government, it's not only Gaza. They're trying to undermine the democracy in Israel. They're trying willingly, they understand it, to destroy the whole Israel. They don't care, just for another year or 2 for their survivors.
Calls too for soldiers to refuse to carry out the Gaza City takeover plan. Think of how many weeks that people have been coming out here to Hostage Square since October the 7th, and still here we are, and they have this sense that their government just has taken no notice of them. There is this sense of hopelessness, really, that the last voice that Benjamin Netanyahu seems to be...
So what happens when you have heathen in the land? You thought motherfuckers, you thought that y'all could just be there, for thousands of years. What is going on? Like, what, 2,000 some years? Maybe in a couple decades? Something like that. Or maybe, something like that. Something like that. Even longer than that, for real, for real. But motherfuckers been over there the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Polluting the Holy Land. You know, that land wasn't given to you. That land was given to the Israelites. And it will forever keep being like this. And it's going to increase and be more and more wicked day by day. Right? Until the Lord come back. Y'all just playing with fire, bro. Y'all just playing with fire.
Listening to is that of the hostage families and all.
Do this motherfucker look like a Israelite to you? No.
All those
This motherfucker a heathen. Arabs is heathens. Edomites, heathens. White people, which are Edomites, Esau, Edom, Amalek, heathens. All them heathens. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of heathens that just mind their own fucking business, but y'all just gotta be the motherfuckers that's over there. You know?
Shut down your irrelevant organization.
Another major point of contention, what
Fighting over a land is not even yours.
many see as the failure of the International Red Cross to bring food to the hostages. Food for the Palestinians in Gaza, not much discussed, except for a small group on the fringes.
We believe that the Israeli public is ignorant on purpose. Some of it wants to stay ignorant, and some the government manages to keep them ignorant to what is going in Gaza, and they're ignorant as well to what is going in the occupied territories.
Benjamin Netanyahu seems to have made up his mind to ramp up the fight, neither international outcry nor that of these tens of thousands likely to stop him.
You see that? These motherfuckers smoking cigarettes and shit in the land. What the fuck going on, man? You know, these are not the people of the Bible. Just letting you know. All the motherfuckers down there is Edomites, Amalekites, and Edomites. Amalek being the first of the nations. Matter of fact, it's cool.
Being arrested for holding a piece of paper. You are, which shows support for terrorism. Being arrested for holding a piece of paper. They are breaking! The UK is breaking international law!
Do you see? But they call you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, they call you evil. They call you heathens. They call you the madman. They call you crazy. They call you savages and scavengers and all these wicked and defiled ass names that they call us. But look at they people. That bitch looks 60 years old down there. Yeah, I know she's not. Bitch might only be 30. That's the fucked up part. Red ass out there. You know what I'm saying? And they scooping her ass away. This shit is stupid, bro. The earth is going to it's a wrap for this place, bro.
This is just the start of what will be a much longer string of attacks on the freedom of speech in this country. It will not end here. This is just the beginning, and we cannot accept the principle of outlawing political opponents as terrorists.
Every single
arrest I've seen has broken my heart. I have seen people aged 92 years old. I have seen people with walking sticks.
Fucking thing in her nose, bro.
I have seen people meditating and being arrested.
Seen her fucking teeth? Hey man, this is the average. This what y'all bitches on TikTok gonna be looking like. This how majority of y'all bitches will look like if we was to make it 10 years from now. Look stupid as fuck. This how you will look when you got older. You got all them piercings and shit. Bitch, you look like a straight up witch. Like you straight up do witchcraft. Teeth fucked up, yellow, brown. They not even yellow, they just brown at this point. You got the audacity put that fucking gold in your nose, bitch. I know that's fake.
I have seen people aged 92 years old. I have seen people with walking sticks. I have seen people meditating and being arrested.
Look at that motherfucker. This motherfucker ain't even got no eyeballs. Edomite, that's the pride of Esau, though.
It's absurd that being here with these signs, these really simple and peaceful messages, can now potentially label you a terrorist.
I need y'all to check this video out and tell me what you think in the comments.
Are you guys so anti-dictators? Imagine if America was a dictatorship. You could let 1% of the people have all the nation's wealth. You could help your rich friends get richer by cutting their taxes and bailing them out when they gamble and lose. You could ignore the needs of the poor for healthcare and education. Your media would appear free, but would secretly be controlled by one person and his family. You could wiretap phones. You could torture foreign prisoners. You could have rigged elections. You could lie about why you go to war. You could fill your prisons with one particular racial group and no one would complain. You could use the media to scare the people into supporting policies that are against their interests. I know this is hard for you Americans to imagine, but please try.
Now this movie came.
Starting tomorrow, there will be no more homeless people allowed in Washington, D.C. The president just made this post on social media announcing his plans for tomorrow, saying we're having a news conference tomorrow in the White House. I'm going to make our Capitol safer and more beautiful than it ever was before. The homeless have to move out immediately. We will give you places to stay, but far from the Capitol. The criminals, you don't have to move out. We're going to put you in jail where you belong. It's all going to happen very fast, just like the border.
I've got to give the president a huge amount of credit here, Maria, because this is a major breakthrough for American diplomacy. If you go back, this war's been going on for over 3 years at this point, well over 1 million Russians and Ukrainian dead soldiers. And as the president says, the numbers are probably much higher than the official tally indicates. There has been no substantial breakthrough. And for 6 months, the president himself, he's asked me, he's asked Secretary Rubio, of course, Steve Witkoff, we have been aggressively working, trying to break the logjam. One of the most important logjams is that Vladimir Putin said that he would never sit down with Zelensky, the head of Ukraine, and the president has now got that to change. We're at a point now where we're now trying to figure out, frankly, scheduling and things like that around when these three leaders could sit down and discuss an end to this conflict. Now, what do I think is ultimately going to come out of this? Look,
man, the motherfuckers already got each other's numbers and shit like that, man. Like these motherfuckers don't talk to each other on the daily. Get the fuck out of here.
It's actually very simple. If you take where the current line of contact between Russia and Ukraine, fundamentally, this is something where the president needs to force President Putin and President Zelensky really to sit down to figure out their differences. We, of course, condemn the invasion that happened. We don't like that this is where things are, but you've got to make peace here. And the only way to make peace is to sit down and talk. You can't finger point. You can't, wag your finger at somebody and say, you're wrong, we're right.
Man, you know how Trump is. Anyway, with that, till next time, Shalom.